All right. And we are live. Happy New Year to folks. Welcome. It's going to be a good 2025. Or it's going to be terrible. Who knows? I don't know. Just focus on what you can control, I guess. All right. Without further ado, let's get into this sample pack. I'm going to move myself down here. Boom. All right. It's a new year. I have a Patreon, and I promised I'm making a sample pack each month for people. And I've recorded, oh my God, it looks like 25 minutes worth of samples. A lot of these are going to be trashed, but there's going to be a lot of good ones too. So I'm going to go through this step by step and figure out what we're going to keep, what we're not going to keep, what we are going to trash, what sort of editing we're going to do. I have a lot of plugins specifically for sound design and whatnot. I mean, I just have a lot of plugins in general. Some of these are probably out of date. It doesn't matter. They still work. Let me add some of them here. I already have knock. It's a crucial one. Got the glue compressor, got the Pro Q3. I have not updated any of these. It's fine. They work. All right. Pharaoh is a good one. Crunch. And the way I like to do this is I like having one track that just has all the plugins I need, and then I turn them off and on as needed. So we're going to turn a bunch of these off. Mojo, crucial one. Let's see what else. Transient shaper. Yes. Transient shapers, so important to this process. Make sure it shows up. There it is. Cool. What else? What's transient master? I think that's another transient shaper. I like this one too. Are all my plugins out of date? Yes, they are. But that is okay. Let's see. All right. Probably need a good reverb on here. I'm a real big fan of the hybrid reverb in Ableton. It's very solid. I like adding that towards the end of the chain. I'm also a really big fan. I'm just a big fan of the Ableton stock plugins, honestly. But Echo is another one. Echo. Let's add that here. Turn it off. Ooh, gotta add drum bus somewhere here. And we're not going to use all of these, obviously, but we'll use some of them. Drum bus. I love me some bit redux. So let's add redux here as well. And let's add, I'm going to add both the saturator and roar. Oh, I can't add them both together. All right. We'll do roar. We'll do saturator. And I'm turning all of these off for now. And then at the end of all of this, let's go ahead and add a limiter. All right. A limiter, no input gain, 100 milliseconds release is fine. Actually, we'll just do, maybe we do auto. Let's do like 50. 80 milliseconds. All right. It should be good. I like soft clipping, so let's just leave it on soft clip. All right. It's my first sample. This thing is gonna sound awesome if we just pitch it down. That's rumbly. And what I need on here, the last thing probably, and I just need this on all the time. I need something to just tell me what the volume is for what I got going. Maybe if I go to sound design, or not sound design, essential, Swiss Army meter. That's what I need. I need me a Swiss Army meter, and I don't need LUFS, I don't think. Okay, True Peak. True Peak should be fine. Okay. Can see. Forget which one. Current dB. That's good. All right. We're just going to put that at the end. And basically the way the sample pack making workflow goes, for me at least, is I have this first channel of all my raw samples. This is where I have all the different effects that I'm probably going to use to process these, and I just load all the effects on. And then what I do is add some effects to, let's say, this sound. I'll turn on knock, for example. Maybe I'll turn on Pro Q. Go into the filter, you know, add a low pass. Go into knock, you know, add some punch. Get this to sound nice and aggressive. Maybe we'll add some clipping too. Ooh, that's nice. It's a nice kick, right? -2 is where it's at. Let's see. I like to add some maybe vintage character. That's what Mojo's for. This basically models the EQ curve of a bunch of different. It captures the impulse response for a bunch of different physical gear. So it sounds like you're running it through the physical gear. It's also an EQ. It's also kind of like a saturator thing. It's really, really solid. So let me see. Maybe we'll run it through the 1176. Does its own saturation. Perfect. Maybe we put this before knock. Let's copy it. All the knock is all the way here. Boom. All right. Okay, so I want it to basically peak at 0. I want all of these to be normalized. And that's really what I'm aiming to accomplish. So let's take this. Maybe we'll go in here. We'll boost this a little bit. Until it hits 0, hopefully. Okay. Perhaps I'll turn up. Actually, let's do that. What we need is a utility. That was the last thing I was missing. Utility, such a crucial little device. Boom, there it is. We're gonna add a utility right before our limiter, and I'm just gonna bump up the gain. That's perfect. And now all I do is arm the resample track, and we just record this in. There we go. We record it in. Let's solo it. Have a listen. Sounds great. Boom. That's final. Drop it there. And move on with our lives. Boom. Find the start point for this one. Now we're using the same exact EQ curve and same exact parameters on knock and everything that we set up. So it is going to sound very similar. Also, you inspire me, Jay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Is that the first beat of the new year? It is not the first beat. I'm actually making a sample pack. I'm showing you the process of making a sample pack from scratch. So these are all, I've recorded hundreds of sounds here. And I'm just going to kind of like walk you all through how I process them in Ableton, which is one of the few things I still use Ableton for, is making sample packs. And this is going to be the sample pack that goes out to the Patreon subs in January. And it's definitely not going to have all of these sounds because some of them are bad, but it will have a lot of them. This is the first kick. It's a really nice kick. Ooh. Very deep. I'm a fan of it. This would also sound better pitched down, in my opinion. It's got a lot of sub. I think like 5 to 7 was the sweet spot. All right, maybe -8. And I don't think there's anything else that we need to do to this. It just sounds good. Maybe I'll even lay off of the EQ on the Pro Q3. Leave in more of that noise. Cool. There we go. Another one done. And we are moving on. Oh, that's loud. This also sounds much better. Hold up, we need to do something. We need to give ourselves some more space here. Let's go over a few measures. All right. Give ourselves space to process what's going on. So this is too loud. For me, let's turn it down a little bit. Also, this is going to be a killer 808 if you just pitch it down an octave. Maybe even 2 octaves? Let's see. Yeah, that's rumbly. Think we can find a sweet spot somewhere between 1 and 2 octaves. Let's make sure we get the start point right. Yeah, that is nice. Have the sample fade out a little bit. Never imagined that I could see the process of the sample pack I'm going to have before I have it. Awesome work, man. By the way, my first time here. Hey, appreciate you for joining. Yeah, This is the process. It's a lot of work. I don't know if I'll stream the entire thing, but I'll stream some of it. I want these sample packs to be like not just, 20 sounds or 50 sounds. It's going to be like definitely over 100 sounds, probably a couple hundred sounds. I like that. I'm just keeping it nice and simple. Whatever sounds good, we're going to keep it for now. And there's no need to overthink this. Cool. Boom. Easy. And we move on. We move on to the next thing. I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of kicks to start off with. A bunch of kicks and 808s and stuff. Let's maybe turn these off for a second, because I could be wrong. I don't know what I've made. Yep. It's definitely a kick. Okay. Let's turn on. Honestly, knock is doing so much work here. Knock Mojo. Ah, way too loud. That destroyed my eardrums. Let me turn down my own volume. All right, let's see. So what I like in a kick, and you all can give me feedback on this too. I like darker kicks. Meaning not like a terribly large amount of high end. So I feel like if we pitch this down a little bit, it's got good knock. It's got like that mid-range, like you can tell there's something there. It's got a nice impact to it. But I feel like it's just too high, the pitch. That's too much, but like, I think an octave down is kind of nice. Have it fade out. Let's see. I think we can turn this up a little bit. And I'm going to go back into Pro Q. All right, I like that. Boom. That's that. Moving on. Ooh. I made some good kicks. These are nice. I like them. We can even switch out the gear. Like, we can try other stuff. We can make it really rumble if we'd like to. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, definitely darker works for me too. How and when can we have the sample pack? All you need to do is join the Patreon. And if you become a paid member, which it's $5 a month, you get a sample pack each month. I launched it last month. There's already a bunch of stuff you could get for free if you can't afford to join, which is totally understandable. There's a bunch of samples on there for free already, and I released some mini sample packs already as well. But this will be a much larger one because it only launched like a week or two ago. But there should be a link in the description of this live to the Patreon. All right. Boom. That's a good sound. Also, I need to make sure to audition these because sometimes Ableton does weird stuff. Cool. They sound good to me. All right. All right. Most of the challenge is honestly is just like trimming these because you have so many. Trimming and then naming everything is what takes the most work, y'all. Ooh. Damn, I made some quality sounds. I made these, like, you can see when I made it. It was back in September because I like record stuff all the time. I just don't. It's so much work to like process everything that sometimes I just like leave it on my hard drive for a while or on my like little tape recorder thingy. But since we're doing a sample pack every month, I'm like, I gotta bust out the samples. And by the way, the reason we're doing one shots is because I asked people. I was like, what do y'all want? Do y'all want one shots? Do y'all want loops? You want a little bit of everything? Do you want drums and synth one shots or just like drums only? And people on Instagram voted and were like, do synth and drum one shots. So that's what I'm going to be doing. A lot of drum one shots here, but probably will end up on stream most likely making a bunch of synth one shots too, using the various synthesizers in the studio. That's cool. I need to get a tuner up too to make sure I can label the key each one of these are in. All right, let's move that over. Boom. I don't know how I feel about this one. It sounds too wimpy to me. Let's definitely not get rid of any mid frequencies. I think we can shape it with some knock. And probably add in some bass tones. Let's see. I want to cut off more of that high end, make it darker. I have to remove some of that high end, I think, in multiple spots. Ooh. Ooh. All right, let's see if we bump this up a little bit with another transient shaper. Cool. Sometimes when you bump up the gain on the utility, it clips in different ways. Or like it highlights different parts. I have a lot of unconventional ways of creating drum samples, unusual to see you use a DAW. So I actually, funnily enough, made all of the sounds not in a DAW. I'm pretty sure I used a bunch of different hardware, a bunch of different drum synths in my little arsenal back here, but it's hard to make a sample pack using only hardware. I've tried, and actually the first sample pack that I made, which you can get if you join the Patreon, it has like, I think definitely over 200 to 300 sounds. But I also included all of the raw sounds that I made using only the Digitact and some of the hardware synths in my studio, and processing stuff only on the Digitact. It's great to get out a bunch of samples on there, but it's really hard to finalize it using hardware in a way where you can quickly drop it into whatever you want and have it sound the way you need it. It's very difficult to do that. I'll like that where it's at. Let's record it. All right, now what I'm gonna do is just mess with the envelope a little. Cause it's like a subby kick now, you know? It used to just sound like you're hitting like a cardboard box or something. But with the knock plugin, adding in that sub really helped. But I'm gonna turn that off for now. Let's keep this where it's at. Let's add in that high end again. Let's go to the utility, change this to 3 dB. Let's reset the warmth, or rather the low end EQ, and then open up this filter a little bit. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's a solid like thumpy kick. Again, I feel like pitching these down is gonna make them much better. I think that's the one. Cool. How long did it take you to finish the pack? It took me a while. It took me like a month. And it was only one shots. I didn't have any loops, but the reason it took so long was I kept discovering different ways of flipping the one shots to make more one shots. by using all of these effects. It was mainly, honestly, the culprit was the hybrid reverb. So the first pack I made has like over 110 different percussion hits, and most of those were made using probably like 20 to 30 percussion hits, but then like running it through different effects, you would get wildly different sounds. So I ended up starting with probably like 200 to 300 raw samples and finished with over 400 processed. And that was after like cutting out some stuff. So it took me like a month, maybe a little bit longer. But also keep in mind I have a full-time job. This is not my full-time job right now. Hopefully one day. So I wasn't working on it 24/7. I would try to dedicate, many hours a week to it if I could. But there are weeks I was just like, my actual career, my current career was like needed my focus. So it was like mostly a weekend project. I like this. I want to try out different flavors of gear though. Ooh. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I like how this sounds, but I also like how this sounds. So I'll probably record 2 of these. I'll do one of this, just like normal. Normal little kick. And then we'll do like the beefed up bassy version that nobody asked for, but I happen to turn this up. Ooh, I kind of like it with the little like high end turned up too, because it almost sounds like it's breathing a little. And this is like, it's all of it is exploration. What is your full-time job? I work in tech. So, and I'm over 30. I'm an old guy. So I've been working in tech for like close to a decade at this point. All right. Boom. That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Are we actually clipping? A little bit. I'll allow it. All right, that's cool. Let's reset this a little bit. We'll keep the Fairchild. All right. No. Let's can't see my keyboard, so I'm pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. I think I can get this a little bit closer. Cool. Again, pitch this down and it's going to sound better. Yeah, immediately. Much better. Cool. I like going through and listening to stuff just to make sure some of these aren't like too similar. And they are not. We'll keep this maybe just a little shorter. Actually, transient shaper will help us here. So let's turn on the kilohertz transient shaper. Boom. This is a free plugin, by the way. It's very good. You look up kilohertz, you can get a bunch of their free plugins. I don't do programming, but I work with engineers. Do you also have the problem to start and finish things? I have so many possibilities that I get option paralysis. If it was called like that. Yeah, it's like analysis paralysis is what they call it. But yes, that's why I use hardware a lot more nowadays and don't use Ableton. That's why, honestly, the OP1 Field has been super helpful with that because it's so limited with what you can do. It's just like 4 audio tracks. I just made a video on this, literally posted it on New Year's Day, like a couple hours ago. But yes, I have that problem. I also have ADHD, so if I have too many options, it gets overwhelming, and I just like move on. I don't finish the thing. I give up. Yeah, let's turn the sustain down. I don't think we need to do anything else here. I feel like it will become crazy if I turn up the low end again. Ooh. That is crazy. Honestly, EQ is so underrated for just like doing regular like saturation activities sometimes. All right, we're going to record this. And who knows if we'll keep it. But cool. Let's line it up. All right. I like it. Moving on. Let's drag this one over. Boom. All right. Let's reset this transient shaper and turn it off for now, actually. I think I also have ADHD. I get bored very fast of things and don't finish it. Really need to change that, but it's difficult. Yeah, I mean, you know, I am not a doctor, but definitely consult one. If you feel like it's a problem. I would say though, what helps is simplifying stuff for me. That's been truly the thing that helps me get stuff done is just like simplifying the task a lot. Which again, OP1 Field does that when it comes to making music, because it's like, you know, on Ableton, I can just sit here all day and do like, all right, I have 17, 18, 19, 20, I have, you know, 23 audio tracks. That's crazy. What am I going to put on here? So in a DAW, it's like there's way too much you can do. Like you see how many plugins I have on here to just mess around with, you know. On a piece of hardware, you have like one reverb. That's it. Use that one reverb. Here, I have like 1,000 different reverbs, especially if I go into my actual plugins. It's like way too much stuff going on here. Like if I open up the universal audio one, it's like, do I need this many? You know, do I need this many things to think about? Probably not. But yeah. All right. This is like a little too buzzy. Cool. I think it's a little too loud though, so we probably can turn down the gain. Let's maybe turn it up 1. Definitely want to transient shape this. I'm going to use the transient master. Maybe we'll also use the kilohertz one. I could just duplicate transient master, but let's see. Oh, I have this turned up all the way. No wonder. A little bit is good. I like that. Maybe more high end. Get rid of that. All right. Boom. And we're moving on. As you can see though, like I have half an hour of samples, which is nuts. There's a lot of little, what is it called? I forget the name. But it's like samples of real life things. Foley. A lot of Foley samples. Maybe a bit off topic, but what does Yan mean in Armenian names? Every time I Google it, I get different answers. I have no idea. It's just all Armenian last names for the most part. And with YAN or IAN. For Turks, it's Oglu, which means sun. For example, Meroglu. That makes sense. That's kind of how it works in like Russian too. I don't know what Yan means though. It's definitely not sun or anything. So yeah, I have no idea. Nice little fast one. Let's see. Cool. I like this. It's nice and quick. All right. That's cool. Let's reset some of this stuff. Turn off transient shaper. Actually kind of liked it with that on. That's cool. Let's see, maybe we run this through tape. Oh, there's so much tape. Is there like a... Let's try the Studer one, why not? That's cool. Making decisions and moving on. All right. Oh, this is not a kick at all. Let's turn off let's fix some stuff here. Definitely turn off knock. I think we might be done with the kicks for a second. This is where more of the melodic stuff comes in. This has reverb on it already. I do like running it through some tape. It's maybe... I actually like adding some saturation on here. Feel like I was actually enjoying the Studer. What I want to do here is maybe get rid of some of that low end. Oh, there's not that much. That's good. And we'll just get rid of like up until 85. Maybe we'll get rid of some of that high end too. Another tactic is having an EQ at the start of your chain and the end of your chain, because a lot of stuff can happen. I'm gonna leave this as is. That's kind of cool. It's definitely not loud. This one might be one where I don't care to have it be super loud. Actually, that's not terrible. Yeah, I'll turn it up a little bit. Okay. We could add more reverb and delay too. Let's try an echo. Let's just see what happens. It could be terrible, in which case we'll get rid of it. Cool. I like that. Actually, can add some wobble. Maybe some ducking. Nah. That's cool. All right, that's what we're going to do. A little bit longer of a sample, but that's all good. That'll be a nice little sound effect. Let's reset this a bit. Turn it off. Reset the utility. That's fine. Okay. Just ask ChatGPT and it says means son of. Maybe. I have no idea. I'm sure a lot of like the last name stuff in many countries. It's like, oh, you have the last name refer to the father or something. Ooh. This is a cool one too. You could probably mess with, maybe Pharaoh? Ooh, that's kind of cool. All right, we're gonna add that. We're also gonna add an echo. But we might make this slower. We might also unlink it a little. Nope. We don't need more reverb. Let's see. Let's not sync it. That's fun. Let's do maybe like 25%. Sick. I like that. Turn up the volume a little bit. It is a little quiet. That's cool. Sounds very vintage. Vintage laser sounds type vibes. All right. Let's move on. Let's turn off this white noise that makes it sound like I am getting routed through tape. It was Pharaoh. It's a very solid plugin. And also very cheap. But basically what this plugin does, Pharaoh, it has a bunch of impulse responses for different types of tape. So you can make it sound like your stuff is running through tape. It's very nice. And it does like wow and flutter and stuff too. Nice way to make your stuff sound more vintage. And funnily enough, this is another one of the same. It's made by the same people, Mojo, which has not only tape impulse responses, but for all types of stuff. Could run our stuff through a microphone. See, like, I have no idea, like, what are these microphones supposed to sound like? Which one is good or bad? Blah, blah, blah. So I just, like, pick random ones. And see what happens. All right, let's move on. I think we have more sound effects. Cool. I love sound effects. I don't know what it is about them, but I enjoy them greatly. Definitely don't need any transient shaping here. Let's turn on Pharaoh again. See, maybe we could pick another piece of gear. Echo is actually pretty clutch. It's like get right on the edge of it becoming, yeah, too much. If you go over 100%, the feedback loop just keeps building, but under 100, it's fine. Cool. Ooh, that's very metallic. That's kind of cool. Kind of like this. We could mess with the hybrid reverb now. This thing can do some crazy stuff. Let's see, vintage stereo spring. What we could do is just have it turn off the algorithmic part, just have it go through the convolution. When you have a bigger room, you get a lot more low end in the reverb, but smaller room size adds a lot of high end, which is kind of what I'm looking for, but you gotta find a nice balance. You can mess with the decay because it's a lot. I might just turn this off for now. increase the volume a little. That's kind of cool. I wonder if I change the microphone. Yo, the microphones are actually kind of, they're doing some weird stuff to it. 'Cause I feel like the frequency responses, like the EQ curve you get, is a lot different compared to like a console or something. You see, like this is not that crazy looking. But if you go into microphones, like what's that? What is that EQ? That's cool. We'll keep that. All right. Sweet. Moving on. I think this is more sound effects. I'm just going to keep what I have because it might work. Oh, I think this one might be like a little impact thing. Hold up. Definitely do that. That's cool. What if I bump up the decay here, maybe from springs? Ooh. Let's do bigger spaces. Real places. Why not? Let's do cereal. That's crazy. This is very dark. Alright, we're gonna try that out. Cool. And I'm just gonna have this fade out. It's a very suspenseful sound. I dig it. How many sounds have we made? Oh. I'm like, why can't I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, I'm gonna stop at 20. Ooh, claps. Alright, I love me a nice clap. This clap needs crunch. Needs some crunchiness. Add the knock. Hold up. Let's get rid of the utility for a second. Oh, actually, air might be good. Cool. Let's see. I actually don't think we need to filter this too much. It'll look pretty fine. Maybe Pharaoh? Or actually maybe Crunch. Resolution. 12-bit might be fine. All right, I don't think we need crunch either. All right, I think this one's going to be a nice and simple one because it already sounds pretty good. And it's already pretty loud. Yeah, great. Phenomenal. Sometimes it's easy. And that's an important thing you have to learn when you make music or do any sort of art, or even if you make sample packs like I'm doing right now, is you don't need to overcomplicate stuff. Just make it, if it sounds good, it sounds good. Record it and move on. All right. Let's see what we got. We might have another little clap. Yo, that one needs EQ for sure. That one for sure needs EQ. We might even want to turn this volume down a little. Sick. Have it fade out. Nice. All right, on to the next. All right. What do we got here? That's cool. I like that. I like me a nice little multi-clap type sound. And it's nice and snappy. I'm not even gonna add reverb or like do much to this. I think the EQ also works here. I'm gonna be gentler with the EQ, keeping that high end. Let's see. All right, do the little tape. You got the knock. All right, I'm gonna do it like this. Cool. And even, hold up, let me make sure the volume is good. Could maybe turn it up a little. That's fine. Boom. On to the next. Okay, this one, I'm guessing it's like a drum of some sort. This can't be a clap, right? Let's turn the volume down a little. Okay, it is a clap. That's funny. Do I even want this? All right, I don't want this. I'm deleting this one. We're not recording that. Ooh. It's a big boy. Okay. Kind of like it with the tape on. It's a little warmer. Let's do like minus 50% on the low end. I like that. And it's already got reverb, so we don't have to add more reverb to it. Let's just find the start point. Cool. Noise. All right. Am I at 20 yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Boom. Perfectly at 20. How long have I been streaming for? An hour. All right. Try to do at least an hour, and I did it. I think that's it for today. I might do more of this if people, I don't know, find it interesting. But I'm going to stop here for now. But I'll continue processing stuff off of the live stream. And by the end of this month, if you subscribe to the Patreon, there will be another sample pack there. But yeah, thank you all for watching and have a good day. Also, Happy New Year. Goodbye.